Hey, Booker here. Um, I don't know if this is going to be a quickie video or long or I don't know. Um, Robert De Niro on the Tony Awards made a stir when he proclaimed "fuck Trump." Now, it's created a spark. You have some supporting it, some who say, I understand what he meant, but couldn't he have used better words? And some just insulting him. I've heard people say, is this proof that Robert De Niro can't say anything intelligent unless he has a script? Um, People calling it rhetoric. I've heard people call him a Canadian. Really? Whatever. Here's what I feel. He had a right to say it. You can argue of his choice of language. You could argue his choice of venues. You could argue it was an intelligent speech. You can argue, hey, I'm just trying to escape all this political climate talk, and here's Mr. Trump. Or not Trump, but here's Mr. De Niro spearing off some Trump speech. And I didn't watch this for that. I didn't come here for that. You can argue all that. But you can't argue his damn right to say it. He had a right to say what he said. You can disagree with it, but don't say he didn't have a right to say it, because I've been hearing that. He had a right to say it. He was in Toronto, and he apologized to the Canadians and to their Prime Minister for the things that Trump said. And that's a good thing that he did that. But it should be Trump who should be apologizing. Actually, Trump shouldn't have even opened his mouth on it. I don't like where this country's headed. We used to be able to disagree with the president and not be called a Satanist, a terrorist, a Canadian. People ripping Mr. De Niro for his choice of language. Nobody seemed to have a problem with Mr. Trump's choice of language when he's calling countries shitholes, disease-ridden, calling minorities and groups of people as criminals, drug dealers, bad parts of society. Or when he's calling football players sons of bitches. You didn't have a problem with that choice of language. But you have a problem with Mr. De Niro's language? Didn't we used to have rights in this country? And by we, I don't mean black people, I mean people. You have a right to believe what you believe. I have a right to believe what I believe. We may not agree on it, but I support your right, and you should support my right. For any major job, you should have qualifications to fit that job. I couldn't go to NASA, or I couldn't go to, the board of Sony and ask, hey, can I apply for the CEO of your position, of your company? No, you have to earn it. You have to have the right qualifications. Could I apply to be an astronaut? No. You have to have the right qualifications. Could I go to the NFL and say, hey, I would like to be a running back for the San Francisco 49ers? No, you have to earn it. You have to have the right qualifications. Evidently, for political positions, all you have to do is breathe and be from America. And the America part isn't necessarily true anymore for certain positions. Which, you know, I feel you should have at least some kind of qualification for the job. Whether you have that qualification because you're an American or from another country, whatever. But at least have the qualifications for that job. What qualifications does Trump have? Telling people they're fired on The Apprentice? Being on WWE TV? Being part of a shave my head match? Trump's language. What about the disgusting things he said about women? I'm in Iowa, and when he was running, he called Iowans a bunch of idiots. Yet, he won Iowa, so I guess he's right. We are a bunch of idiots. And this isn't about Hillary. Everybody throws that in there. This ain't about Hillary. Or Bernie. This is about the right person for the right jobs. And this guy does not have the right qualifications to be the President of the United States. I don't know where this country's going, but I'm scared to death. You know how many times now I have to deal with more racist BS? I got called a nigga today. Again! Again! This is happening almost every day now. I used to be able to go months without some idiot hurling something. Now, I'm lucky if I can go a week. A week. I'm lucky. When it's time to vote, those people who decided to sit at home under protest, saying, I don't like any of them, so I'm not voting. Part of you's part of the problem. We have this shit. And some of you are the ones that are complaining. I operate from a very weird philosophy. Just me, you don't have to agree with it. If you didn't vote for anybody, why are you complaining? You didn't do anything. You didn't voice your opinion then. Now you have a right to voice your opinion now, and I will listen to it. You have a right to. But if you care so much now, why didn't you care then? I'm apologizing. If you're Canadian, I am sorry about what Trump said. You didn't deserve it. You have been good neighbors. During 9/11, when planes were landing, you allowed some to land in Canada, took care of them. You're our good neighbors. You don't deserve our president saying the things he said. You don't deserve it. I don't know what else I have to say. And by the way, that's not a flag behind me, so I don't want anybody saying it. It's just the patterns of a blanket. Speaking of flags, tomorrow is Flag Day. I will not be hurling a flag. What I will be doing is posting a picture of myself kneeling. And now if you have a problem with that, that's your business. But I have a right to do it. And by the way, that's not disrespecting our proud men and women who wear the uniform either. I'm a proud supporter of our military. I've had family members in the military, friends in the military. I support the military, so I don't want to hear a damn thing about any of that. I will post a picture of me kneeling if I remember, because I'm old. Why don't you post a picture of yourself kneeling? I am. That's all I got. I'm going to end this with 2 words. Fuck Trump.